morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP, looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Tuesday the 13th of April. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against US dollar and the hourly candlesticks. Bullish start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a fallback through the pivot at 62.35 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 69.77. We'll need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from 6,500 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and the March swing high 61,699 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin target 63,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 62,081. Fallback through the pivot, we're bringing the first major support level at 59,131 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should still well clear the second major support level today at 58,339. Looking at the MACD, we've got a narrowing of the bearish histograms this morning. Could see a possible bullish cross, so keep an eye on that through the early part of the day. On the EMAs, 50s holding its ground against the 100 and the 200, but inconclusive. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the pivot at 62.35 and move back through to 6,500 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will come into play. Moving across Ethereum against US dollar, also bullish this morning. Going to see Ethereum avoid a fallback through the pivot at 21.47 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 21.91. We'll need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break back through to 21.90 levels. However, so barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's swing high 2199.11 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum target 2300 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 2243. Fallback through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 2094 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should steer clear of sub 2050s. Second major support level at 2050 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we have a bullish cross at the start of the day supporting this early morning upside. On the EMAs, 50 has pulled away marginally from the 100 and the 200, also a bullish indicator. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the pivot at 2147, break back through to 2190 levels to then target 2300s. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, also bullish this morning. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid a fallback through the pivot at 248 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 255. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 250 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 258.69 to cap any upside on the day. In the event of a breakout, should see Litecoin test resistance at 270 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 266. Would need support from the broader market to break out from its swing high of 262.98, however. A fallback through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 237 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should still well clear the second major support level at 229. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a marked narrowing of the bearish histograms. Could see a possible bullish cross here. That's supporting the early upside. Keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, the 50s also pulling away from the 100 and the 200. A bullish indicator. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 248 and move back through to 250s to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and then support levels will come into play. Moving across to Ripple's XRP against US dollar, bearish start to the day, bucking the trend early on. Going to see Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 1.4208 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 1.5239. Going to need to see support from the broader market, however, for Ripple's XRP to break out from its recent swing high 1.49667. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of another breakout, should see Ripple's XRP test 1.60 resistance before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1.5796. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 1.3651 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of 1.30s. Second major support level sits at 1.2619. Looking at the MACD, you've got a marked widening of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day, suggestive of some upside ahead. On the EMAs, the 50 is also pulling away from the 100 and the 200, a bullish indicator. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 1.4208, break back through to 1.4849 levels to then bring resistance levels into play.